Well, let's get perspectives on all of these issues now. Mr. G.T. Ogunye, a lawyer and a regular analyst on this program, and also I have a lawyer and a political analyst, Curtis Adigba. Mr. Mike Ejiofor is a former director of the DSS. He joins us from our Abuja studio. Well, it's going to be an insightful program tonight because of the league of the couple of guests that I have tonight on the program. Many thanks for coming on the program. But let me quickly start with you. Just your thoughts quickly on the issues of the Atiku's announcement tonight. Let me start with you, Mr. Adigba. What do you think this means for Nigeria's politics? 2019 in perspective, Atiku making this statement.
Well, it means nothing really. I mean, Nigerians are used to this kind of situation. Politicians, of course, must provide reasons why they are moving. And those reasons are reasons that taps into the waves of dissatisfaction. So, I mean, he's come out to say, this is why I'm leaving. He's given the same reasons in the past. So we are watching. Nigerians were watching to say, is this right?
Mr. Ogunye, do you see a Buhari, Atiku lining up in 2019, and do you see what kind of choices do you think Nigerians will be faced with?
Quite frankly, Nigerians need to move in another direction. There is no sane person that can be satisfied with everything that has been going on in the country since 1999, even up to now. Nigeria, we need a new deal. So all the names that are coming up, they are the same old people.
Where would you find a new deal from?
Are we so doomed that there are no new people in Nigeria that can move us in the new direction? Are we so jinxed? Is this our lot that we must reel from disaster to disaster, politically, economically, socially, and otherwise? That's my fascination. I'm tired of moving between the devil and the deep blue sea, between the rock and the hard place. I don't want a option choice. I want a new deal.
So what do you make of today's announcement by Atiku?
Look, generally in this climate, politicians hunt for power. And that power is usually not used for service. We've seen all these, and I'm not saying this in particular reference to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. No, I'm not going to take anything away from him. But I'm just saying generally, that's what we see. And I think that the narrative has to change. Indeed, the media, everybody, the church, the mosque, everybody must join that narrative. We are getting old.
All right, let's get to it, everyone. Perhaps I should begin with Mr. Mike Ejiofor. You're so experienced that you can tell us in the security climate what all of this means for Nigeria. The Mena Gate, well, the immigration service is not traveled. The DSS it was not placed on the watch list. Well, and it's common knowledge that this man was announced to be wanted by the Nigerian authorities. And the question would be, where is Mena with all of these issues on the table in the first place? What are your thoughts immediately on the whereabouts of Mr. Mena?
Well, I think the whereabouts of Mr. Mena should be answered by Channels Television, although I commend them for the last exclusive interview we got from Channels. So I believe that Channels is the last contact that Mena had. It was the last contact. So I think Channels, even though you talk about source protection, you should be able to assist the security agencies to locate Mena.
It's interesting that you mentioned these. Part of what we have taken up as our job and our role in the society, of course, is to deliver this kind of information that will give some sort of direction in the manner in which this country is going. But the truth is that you have been into perhaps the topmost level of Nigerian security and handling of this kind of issues. The question is, on all of this saga, what does it bring to your heart?
Well, it's a very dicey situation if you look at it critically. You see, there's a proverb in my place. If one's father goes and kills the mother, you must face justice. But in facing justice, you also lose your father. And if you remain silent, that you shouldn't lose your father, you will have been seen to have evaded justice. So it calls for caution in handling this matter. First of all, Maina has come up with a lot of revelations on recoveries of funds. But there are also allegations that he misappropriated some of the funds. So the onus is now on him to come out and tell Nigerians his position. In the last exclusive interview with channels, he said he needs protection. So the government also needs to look at his demands to ensure that he comes out. But I believe that it's only the wicked run it when nobody pursue it.
Interesting perspective, Mr. Adigba. Legally speaking, he said he has 4 judgments. His lawyer did say that the judgment portends that he needed to have been returned back to his former position before he left the service or before he was out of the country. Now, the issue becomes, within all of the role of the Attorney General of the Federation and all of these issues, where do you think the hole is?
Okay, let me start by addressing the point he made, that he's never been taken to any court. You don't take a man to court that you can't find.
Or he has for representation in court?
Yeah, but I mean, he filed suits through his lawyers. He never attended any of the court proceedings. So why is he on the run? Now, that's one point. The second point is this. Look, I think we should tell ourselves the truth in this country. I mean, I've listened to a lot of guests that came on this program to talk about Maina. And, you know, what I found is this attitude of trying to be politically correct, you know, about this situation. Listen, Seun, the only reason why we voted for General Muhammadu Buhari, who is now President Muhammadu Buhari, is to come and fight corruption. And that is based on his reputation, all right? The president has got an attorney general who is the root of this problem.
All right, we'll pause there because we need to take this break. Up next on the program, who instated Maina? Who is telling the truth? Are we asking the right questions? It is a dent, isn't it? Well, we'll talk more when we return, everyone. Join us again.